That's exactly what I got. Yeah.
Tales of the Jedi was very Star Wars related, or maybe it was just Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars, Tales of the Jedi reminded me of a song called Tales of a Jedi from the soundtrack of A New Hope.
Yeah, Mike knows those songs.
Yeah. I love that song. I used to have a techno version of it.
Damn, nice. The Miko version. Disney's Star Wars Tales of the Jedi is a backstory to a Star Wars beloved Star Wars character.
Oh, very good, everybody. Very good. Finish the song that Mike was singing, Darth. How does it go after that?
No. So I'm thinking of the Luke, the Twin Sunsets, Tatooine's Twin Sunsets. I don't know the name of a lot of those songs. I mean, I just know the melodies, I guess.
Yeah.
Not as versed in it as Mike.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to, by the way, Falling Towers. Watch the first podcast in which we watch the first episode of a series so that you don't have to. Probably should anyway, though. Look at that orange tie matching the orange thing in his background and the orange aliens. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
We also have comedy writer, Indiana Jones fan, Darth F.S. Shuey. My name is Ryan T. Husk. I'm none of those things. I got a Guns N' Roses shirt, though. That's I don't have a Star Wars shirt. Darth's got how many Star Wars shirts would you say you have in total? Big estimate.
Let's say 10 to 30, maybe something like that.
10 to 30,000? Wow.
More on the 30 side, I'd say.
I used to have a lot more, probably. I don't know.
All right. We're doing a review, of course, of Disney Plus's Lucasfilm's Disney Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, first episode entitled Life and Death. And we're going to talk about it. If you'd like us to review a show, in the comments below, just type WTF and the show. So you could say, for example, WTF, the new Quantum Leap, because we've already done the old one. WTF Fraggle Rock, and so on. WTF stands for Watch the First. Please let us know where we can find it, like say on HBO Max or on Netflix or whatever. So that way we can find it. And then we will review that show you suggested. Maybe.
Especially if you do Fraggle Rock enough. I know Ryan has been trying to avoid it like the plague.
People have been really commenting on that one, huh? That's a one real
I think
high
Doctor
demand.
Who is the biggest one. That's the one that people have been suggesting the most because it's like sci-fi. That Venn diagram has a big chunk in the middle of Star Trek fans and Doctor Who fans. But anyway, so let's talk about
Fraggle Rock. What would you call a genre of Fraggle Rock? Puppets? Yeah, I guess.
I would say fantasy.
Creepy
fantasy
stuff.
Fantasy, yeah. So kid stuff is,
creepy stuff.
Creepy puppets.
So we are three giant Star Wars nerds that are going to review this thing, and we're going to go at it so hard right now. Let's start off. Where do we start, Michael? Let's just get into it, right?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember now. But so last time when we did Doctor Who, I don't remember, but then you reminded me that
it's good to be reminded.
Started off with it is great to be reminded. So we started off with a little game. A game. This is a game.
It's a game.
And Ryan loves it when I call it predicaments.
Darth, you actually got that reference?
Oh, yeah. There's an old song of you guys. Is that a reference or is that like an inside joke?
It was an old Falling Tower song.
Yeah, probably more of an inside joke.
Reminder. If I remember correctly, I think it's Reminder. Anyway, but yes.
Can anybody find that one anywhere?
No, I can.
That's one of the ones that
I can. Mike can.
It's one of the ones that we never recorded.
Sorry, everyone else. So,
we
it
never
only
DM
exists in our minds.
Mike.
Wow. Guess maybe we did never record it.
No,
Anyway,
we never
People
did.
are like, I gotta hear
bummer.
that song now.
I like the ending. Okay. So we know each other really well. We've known each other for over a score each. So, Michael, I predict that, look, you like Star Wars. You like, babies, I guess. I don't know. I predict that you are fairly warm on this. You're not over the moon, but you enjoyed it. I feel like it was one of those simple pleasure kind of things where it was easy to like, and you didn't have any major qualms with it. And yeah, I think you enjoyed it. I think you have a overall pretty fairly good high feeling on this. Darth, I feel like you're always tough with this stuff because you always know when there's a big time Star Wars fan based on how much they hate Star Wars. And so, like, you could watch this first episode and absolutely hate it and be like, they didn't get this thing right. And it's so, everybody knows that, whatever it is. But I don't think this was the case. I think most of the time you're pretty optimistic. I think you liked this. I don't think you would fight to the death anybody that didn't like it, but I think that you definitely enjoyed where it was going and were optimistic and excited to see the whole series. That's my guess. Don't nod in agreement. Okay, good save.
Well, I'm just yeah. This is a general. That's why I want to hide my face, just in case I give up my poker face. Gives too much away.
You have a go fish face. But what do you think, Mike?
I will make my predicaments. Yes! I'll say that Ryan did not like it, mostly because he does not like this Clone Wars style of animation. Yeah, so he's going to be a poo-poo on this. And while Darth, I don't think is the hugest fan of this Clone Wars animation style, I think that he does like the idea of seeing, maybe we're going to get to see origin stories of other different Jedi or something like that. So Darth is on board with that. He's pee-pee about it. So pee-pee's the opposite of poo-poo. And so Ryan is going to poo-poo and Darth's poo-poo. Darth's gonna pee-pee it, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Darth? Are pee-pee and poo-poo opposites, or are they in the same family?
Yeah, they're kind of neighbors, huh? They're both, anything that your body is expelling, it's got to have something in common with each other, right?
So Darth is going to be food about it then, I guess.
It's going to be the thing that goes in, not the thing that goes out. Yeah. Like a nice delicious meal is different than a steaming pile of crap. I mean, at least in the moment, I guess. I guess I'm kind of like, I'm sure there's a lot of Star Wars fans that are like me that love the original Star Wars, but are not like, they don't hate everything Star Wars. But it does seem,
Darth, we're not talking about you. We're talking about what you think Ryan and I are.
We confused him because we totally went into pee-pee poo-poo talk, and so he just went on. Yeah, what
Ryan
do you think?
Like, now that I'm thinking about it, well, I did have an observation about a cycle. Like for me personally, it's probably my kidneys or my something. But when I drink some coffee and then I pee and my pee smells like coffee, it's like I think that's why I go for a second cup of coffee because it puts me in the mood. Like. It smells like a fresh pot of coffee,
You know how you could save that coffee? Well, whatever. Do you think Michael liked this first episode, and do you predict whether I liked this first episode?
Yeah, I have been trying to think of that this whole filibuster moment. It's tough. It's tough. Because I kind of want to bring up a point. Mike, you're vegetarian still?
Vegan, yeah.
Or vegan, yeah. Because there is something in this. It's tough for me to figure out if you guys are going to like this or not. I can't. I just can't. It's like I feel like
that's why you just predict.
You
just guess. Yeah.
Just guess. Yeah.
You guys both thought it was okay. How's that?
Okay.
Good guess.
All right, everybody at home. Everybody at home is like, this guy's an amateur. I could predict better than that. I don't even need to talk about poop for 15 minutes. So everybody at home, you feel free to make your predictions. Do you think I liked it? Do you think Michael liked it? Do you think Darth liked it? Are your predictions better than ours? Type those in the live chat or in the comments below. While you're doing that, Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, theoretically, we'll buy you a little bit of time by telling us all what this show is even about.
Well, I
Like
will
Italy.
tell you that Tales of the Jedi showcases animated shorts that feature Jedi from the prequel era. In this episode, a child goes through a rite of passage with unexpected results. I should have read that in my Clone Wars voice. Tales of the Jedi showcases animated shorts that feature Jedi from the prequel era. In this episode, a child goes through a rite of passage with unexpected results.
Damn,
Based on,
Disney, get rid of that other guy you got. Clone
based
Wars,
on
you got
Darth's
a new
reactions, the second one was better. The first one, Darth was
Yeah.
like, and the second one, he was like, like all up in it.
I'm listening.
Yeah. All right. So everybody, hopefully you have finished tabulating your votes and predictions. And we're going to move on to Mike's favorite game. That was my favorite game, by the way. We already passed it where we predict things. Now it's all like chill, whatever. But Mike's favorite game is what again?
My favorite game is the game we just played, The Voice of the Narrator, it's called.
Oh, yeah.
Where I tell everyone what it's about. And that's my favorite game. Podcast over.
Boom.
Darth, what's your favorite game? Is it Expectations?
It's Expectations.
I had a feeling.
How'd you know?
I predicted it.
That's a great name that you came up with, Brian. Because here's what I like so much about that name that you invented is it marries what we expected and what we got. So it's like Expectations. Great name. Love it.
Oh, it makes sense. What a coincidence.
It does, yeah.
Let's give it a shot, shall we? Michael, can you tell us what you expected before you watched this first episode of Rogue Squadron? No, of Tales of the Jedi, Life and Death.
I expected, because I had watched a trailer, I think, of this show before I watched this first episode. I mean, like 2 or 3 months ago, 4 at the most, but I think it came out that long ago. So I expected a Clone Wars style animated show, short episodes about Jedi. And what is the plural of Jedi? That's right.
Jedi.
The plural of Jedi is Jedi.
Just like
Jedis.
Lego.
Yeah.
Just like Lego.
Mm-hmm.
Darth is thinking
Just
about
like
that.
octopus. Just like cactus.
That's right.
Cactus
Very,
seeds.
very, yes. Yeah,
I'm
Darth.
your man, Steve Harvey.
Plural of Lego is Lego, of course. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. Legos.
Darth,
We're gonna play
before
some
you
Legos.
watched this first episode of Tales of the Jedi, what did you expect, if anything?
This is difficult for me to say because I had heard some things about
Just
later
sound it out.
episodes. Just saying. Yeah, I did not know what to. I had very low expectations. You know, as a like Tales of the Jedi. You know, it could be, it could be origin stories. It could be like here's a little one-off adventures. You know, I had very low expectations, I guess you could say. And you never know, like with Star Wars, in my opinion, what this is going to be amazing or is it going to be mid? Is it going to be how like quality is a very all over the place. It's all over the scale with Star Wars. So, not to say I was expecting it to be bad, but I just kind of there's no real expectations. Oh, very open minded. Came at it very open minded.
All right. So you didn't expect to like it. You just kind of were like, whatever.
Yeah. I didn't think I was gonna like it. Didn't think I was gonna hate it. Just like, yeah, let's see what this is all about.
Well, thank goodness you're in for a treat. I'll tell you what I expected before I watched this first episode.
Okay.
The same as Darth, kind of. Like I didn't really have any expectations at all. I remember Michael, when he suggested this, he said, it's 19 minutes. And I was like, hey, sold. Star Wars. It's a Star Wars thing. It's 19 minutes. I didn't even know if it was going to be animated, but I assumed, because I can't imagine, something 19 minutes is not going to be animated. But I didn't give it any thought. Didn't know what it was going to be. I assumed I was going to enjoy it because Star Wars is generally enjoyable. And even if it's not, it's not very long, and it's still part of Star Wars, so it adds to the lore. So I was just didn't know anything about it, but was expecting favorable results.
At the very least, it'll be entertaining. Something to pass 19 minutes.
You never know.
Not be like so bored.
But that's what we expected.
Over. Yeah.
What did we actually get, Michael Kenyon?
I got exactly what I expected. Done. Start Clone Wars style animated shorts about the Jedi. Done. Darth's turn.
Okay.
Well, I'm curious, as both you guys are vegetarian, vegan, especially when they do this stuff for like little kids, and they have oh, we're just gonna go out and murder an animal. Oh, there's no murder on the show. Oh, animals, that's okay. I just wonder how you guys, because they do it's a very dramatic moment, right?
So that's what you got then.
That's exactly what I got. Yeah.
All right. Makes sense to me. All right. Well, I'll tell all of you what I actually got. I thought that you guys would be, I'll tell you what I actually got. What I got was, I guess, same kind of thing as Michael is saying with regards to his own, which is got about what I would have expected had I expected much. It was an easy watch. It was, I didn't even think that it would be Jedi related, even though it says Jedi in the name. I just didn't give it any thought, but clearly it looks like it's an origin story of a baby Jedi. And that probably means that's what this series is about, is all of like Kit Fisto and them, all the ones that you're always like, oh, that one's cool, or Mace Windu or whatever. We're going to find out what their origin stories are. Sounds like a great idea. And didn't knock my socks off, but it was fine. It was cool.
Well, I just want to say, when I first heard about this series, I heard about one of the ones that has Count Dooku as a Jedi. Ooh. And with a Qui-Gon Jinn as his Padawan. So I was kind of like looking forward to kind of more of those. So like, this is what I really want to see, So that did definitely influence my expectations, my initial expectations.
What? This one's Ahsoka? Yeah. I recognized her, and I knew her name already. That's it.
Yeah, there's a lot of, notice like when there's like an already established character and then they like go back in time, they're like, it seems like very heavy-handed. Like, we want to make sure everybody knows this is character. It's like, I feel like there's got to be a term like member berries that's like, they're like, hey, you guys already know this character, and that's why we're talking about him so much,
That wink.
Yeah, like a little wink to the audience. Yeah, you guys know her and love her.
Well, Mike, you were playing pretty coy. How much did you enjoy this episode? Did you enjoy it?
I didn't say if I enjoyed it or not.
I know. That's why I want to know.
Yeah, it's trying to look back at my notes and see if I said anything about if I enjoyed it, and I don't think I did. I mean, I did not enjoy it.
I don't think you made notes or didn't enjoy it.
It was fine. It was fine. I wasn't in love with it, but I didn't hate it. I think the fact that it's only like 16 to 19 minutes, I think like the credits were like 2 or 3 minutes, so there wasn't really like that much to really complain about, because there wasn't that much in this. But I guess if I had to think about it, and I guess I do, and I didn't even complete my notes before. I don't know. I maybe got distracted or something after I watched the thing. I didn't even make my final notes yet. But I think I enjoyed it. I think it was an interesting look into how Ahsoka was first identified that she had Jedi abilities. And it's interesting, too. I mean, maybe I don't know as much about the lore. I am the lore. Maybe I don't know that much about the lore as other people do, but the old lady of the village, she said she is Jedi. She didn't say she has Jedi potential or that she's going to go be trained to be a Jedi, because Luke Skywalker went to go become a Jedi, right? Not Anakin Skywalker too. Is he to be a Jedi? That's yet to be determined. Just by the fact, maybe it's just this culture doesn't understand it as much. Maybe
that's what
it's
I think is the answer.
Yeah. More
it's just a different interpretation or a language barrier, or just how they talk about it.
Yeah.
Right. She is Jedi. I mean, she's like, maybe it just means she has those Jedi powers, which we know from Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, when Anakin tames the beast. Or I guess it was Qui-Gon tames the beast and jumps on the back. Maybe it was Anakin. I don't remember. It wouldn't have been Qui-Gon.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, yeah.
Anakin,
Obi-Wan.
Darth Maul.
Oh, it was Anakin. So you can see how out of I am. So,
Robot.
But to answer Darth's question, also, I did not have a problem with the killing of the beast because that's part of their culture. Their native culture, right? And like they waste nothing. She said too. They use what they use all that they can. She was saying.
Yeah,
and so
like very much like Native Americans.
Well, yeah, even though they sounded like people from India.
Yeah,
but that's just a part of like the semi. I don't want to say racist, but like the kind of like stereotypical aspect of Star Wars, right? I mean, it's like you got Luke Skywalker who wears white, he's the good guy. Darth Vader is in black, he's the bad guy. You know, like the Trade Federation, they sound like Asian people. Yeah, like who are the guys from Mandalore? They took over Mandalore from Watto's people, and they've got like the long tendrils or whatever. They kind of always sound like French people.
Wait, the Twi'leks?
Yeah, Twi'leks, yeah.
Oh, with the double
tail things.
Yeah. They always sound French in Clone Wars.
Yeah, Watto's pretty racist.
What are their?
Yeah, he's
Targaryens.
Targaryens.
Yeah. Okay.
Targaryens. Yeah.
He's like space Jewish, right? Like,
I'm a Targaryen.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how to follow that up, but
I kind of went off on a tangent, but
it was good though.
Covered a lot of bases though. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the killing of the animal thing was much of an issue. I didn't even really think of it. Like, I'm not usually one of those people that watches a TV show to make sure that they follow along with my ideals or my morals or whatever. I just watch it. You know, I'm just like, hey, this is some alien thing on an alien planet on a made up show. I mean, it's so far removed from me that like it's a cartoon animal. I mean, yeah, I guess the argument could be made where it's like, well, if your kid is watching this, then your kid will know that it's okay to harm animals, and they won't be able to understand that. I guess there's an argument that could be made with that. And if I had a little kid next to me, I might want to lean in and be like, it's just a cartoon. Killing animals is bad or whatever. And they'll be like, is this why you don't let me eat chicken? And I'll be like, yep. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, it didn't even hit a radar or anything with me. I was just kind of watching the show, and it was weird that to me that the cat thing grabbed the baby so delicately. I mean, I was just like especially if it's being shot and all these things are happening, usually the first thing, an animal is just going to grab it and run, not just like get it all delicately. You know, that baby should have been mangled and probably dead by the time it got dropped. Yeah.
Yeah. Why you bring a tiny little thing home? Like, if you could just eat it in one bite, like, what, you gonna share it with your family? What's the point of that? Or raise it as your own?
Midnight snack.
I guess so. Yeah. Save that for later.
Yeah. So it made me think like, oh, maybe in some weird way, this cat it's like a female cat that's taking this baby home to her babies as a companion or to play. Cause it didn't make sense that it was like trying to kill something or looking for food, and then goes out of her way to not harm its prey. It just that absolutely, you know, I think that's a fail, but we know why they did it.
Yeah, that always stands out when they do that.
We know why they did it. It's for the story.
Yeah.
Maybe it was sentient enough to know that they would come looking for her.
Maybe it's an intelligent tiger thing too. Yeah, like what is it they talk about? Orion's talked about this before, but they make fun of it on Rick and Morty. Like you can't just put a sci-fi word in front of another word. Like alien, like I forget what they called it, but it was like a something buck. Like the thing they killed, it was like a something buck.
Oh, they know what they love to add some special place. They'll be like an Albanian condor or some Slothvonian celery.
like, what? Yeah, you guys have celery on that planet?
Yeah. Well, Slothvanian celery. Right. It's very different. It's a little stringier.
A little peppier.
It has a little bud on it, but otherwise, yeah.
Well, Darth, what did you like about the show? You seem to be pretty warm on it.
I like. I'm not a huge fan of the animation style, but I definitely respect it. And there's a couple of shots in there, like when they're showing like the entire forest. Like there's just certain shots that I thought were really beautiful. Like I was just like, man, that forest. I know it's all done on a computer. That's a painting right there. That's a beautiful painting. So I liked some of that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I had forgotten that.
Very nice art.
As Mike, you said that I didn't like the Clone Wars animation. I'd forgotten that, but you're right that the artistry did not bother me at all. I didn't notice any problems with the artistry but the way they moved seemed really, I don't want to say low budget, but like cheap. Like they didn't, their movements were not fluid. When the NPC characters were walking, they're just like don't. They had like this slow, weird gait that didn't quite work. I'm like, if you put in a couple more weeks into
non-playable character.
Yeah. They didn't put their A team on the ancillary characters. Like, yeah, we'll get to that afterwards. Put those in afterwards.
Yeah, just kind of looked more like a video game.
Yeah, I do really like, and same thing on the Clone Wars too, like the texture that they like. Everything looks like painted. Like you say what you want about the style of the art and everything, but everything has like grime on it, or like soot or something. Everything's like it's got scratches. Everything's like very well textured.
What are those things on their heads, Darth?
The what's?
The things on their heads.
Yeah, what the hell are those? Mike knows.
Does it grow out of them, or is it like a piece of clothing?
Yeah, it's like part of their body for sure. It's like part of their anatomy. I just don't know. Is it hard? Is it soft? When what's her name's playing her, they look just like rubber pieces. What's her name? Mike, the live action one. Rosario Dawson.
Yeah.
Mike,
Rosario Dawson. Well, those probably are rubber.
Yeah,
rubber pieces.
But also, if they weren't rubber, then. Or if they weren't like rubbery and movable, like how could they even wear clothing, right?
Yeah. How do you get your dress over that thing? Those things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but we don't know what the heck they are.
We don't know what they are. None of us know what they are.
We're asking the big questions.
Doesn't Ahsoka have like her own like TV show or movie or something that I haven't seen yet?
It's coming out.
Oh, it's not out yet. Okay. Is it a TV show or a movie?
A fan favorite character.
TV she looks great.
It's a show, yeah.
Okay. And we got to look forward to that.
Mandalorian or Boba Fett or Andor.
Yeah, and Andor, Obi-Wan.
This race is called the Togruti.
Togruti. Boba Fett or Obi-Wan.
What?
Endor.
Endor?
Yeah, Endor.
Okay. I just because I watched with the closed captioning on, so I could catch all the things. And when they were talking their gibberish, it said below, it said speaking Togruti. So either that's just their language or that's what the race is. But I'm actually kind of excited to see this Ahsoka series, and learn more about these people. Although I didn't really get an Indian vibe, I got more of a Japanese vibe. Like. In the music felt a little bit more Japanese to me.
I just meant their accent.
Yeah, that one lady definitely had like an Indian accent, but as overall of like the culture, to me, it gives me a very Native American vibe. But I feel like there's a lot of like indigenous peoples in the Star Wars universe.
Right.
And in our own planet.
Yeah.
Good point. Great point.
Yeah. So it's your typical Native American / Indian / Japanese thing, basically, right? I also like the the setting of the woods, the mountain woods. They did a very good job of kind of setting up what kind of people they are. We get it. We're like, oh, they live out, it's probably in the mountains, and it's similar to, say like around Tibet or India, as Michael was saying, or our own Rocky Mountains, where they're kind of high up, and there's some tigers around and a lot of big fir trees and pines and stuff like that. So I like that about
Antelope, kangaroos.
Totally. Yeah, those dogs.
There's
what about
no
those
cities
little
around,
what
or
about
maybe
those
even
little
on the
dogs?
entire planet.
They're like,
yeah, those things. Yeah, they eat little kick cereal or whatever it was they were eating. Their little tongue that barely comes up.
Yeah, they're like lion dogs.
Yeah, they had one
lion
of those
dogs,
in the Mandalorian, I think.
Antelope, kangaroos.
Yeah.
Elephant, giraffes, everything. They got them all.
Well, Darth, who was your favorite character in this episode?
Who'd you ask?
You.
Both of us.
My favorite character is Darth Shuey.
Yeah, that's it. That's my favorite character too. I didn't. None of them really like spoke to me. I guess I don't know. I didn't like hate any of them, but they're all just kind of like. I don't know.
They're
It's
not
like
going to
part
break
of a
the fourth
backstory
wall, dude.
The who?
No, that was last week.
The Doctor Who. Yeah,
they're not going to speak to you because they're not going to break the fourth wall.
Podcast.
I guess we'll have to move on. Yeah, you were saying, Mike?
I would say I would probably pick Ahsoka, baby Ahsoka, for one reason: the scene where the tiger monster gets super close to her, and she just goes boop, and boops his nose.
She's like, "No, thank you. You will not be eating me today."
I don't even think that registered in her mind. She was just like, "Oh, cute kitty, boop, boop in the kitty's nose."
That is a cute moment.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I think I forgot about that one. Yeah,
and they did a good job of catching like the cuteness in her eyes. Like this is an actual cute little character.
Yeah. And they did a good job when they were just like when she was kind of using her mind powers on the thing, and it was just like a real tight shot of her eyes. Like you could kind of get a little like a feeling from the eyes. You can kind of get like, ooh, there's some kind of a mystical thing going on here.
Mm-hmm.
That was handled pretty well. Animated well, whatever.
Here's something I didn't understand, and I didn't understand it because I think it's not good. Is the cat takes the baby away, runs off. Those guys are terrible aim. They're all going to be stormtroopers, right? They're like miss, little ding. The thing was like 8 feet away, and it's gigantic, and there's 30 of them holding rifles. How are these people not starving? I don't know. But so what happened was it runs away with the baby, right? Next scene is them back at the village going, hurry, we got to go out and save the baby. And I'm like, why did you go back to the village to go
for
back out where you were? Like the cat ran in one direction.
The trail's cold now.
You went back home and are yelling at each other that you need to hurry up. You could have cut out the middleman and just stayed on that cat's trail.
Yeah, send like one scout to go back and get backup, and then you guys go follow the beast.
What do you think, Michael? Am I way off on that?
I can't believe that they did that. That didn't register to me at all. So
yeah,
I did not catch it, but yeah, that is a good point though. But I did totally went over my head, but it is a good point.
I was
storytelling, I guess. Huh?
Oh, I guess my favorite character.
It could have
might
been
be
one
the cat.
person that went back. Oh, okay.
The mom?
I had to pick somebody. The kitty?
The cat, he said.
The kitty cat night.
Cute kitty that was licking its wounds and was all very nice. And totally was willing to trust the people and come back saying, these people shot at me, but I'm still going to go back there and bow my head down and not even watch them. That's a very sweet, good kitty.
Yeah, got all sliced up and he's still going over there to visit him.
What a sweetie. We're going to call the cat Kitty. That's probably his name.
Yeah.
It's probably his name. That's probably what it is in the credits.
Let me see.
It's a Tandorian kitty.
Yeah.
I do want to know what they call it in the credits, actually. Maybe they don't give. Did it even make a sound? If it didn't make a sound, they wouldn't call it anything.
No. I mean, it did make sounds, but it was like monster tiger sounds.
Yeah.
Somebody would still get a credit for that. Oh well. Everybody in the live chat, let us know if you know what that cat is, or that big cat, or whatever it is, what that thing is called. Also, those antelope things, and there were also some. There was like some squirrel bunnies kangaroos. Too. There were some squirrel bunnies too.
Yeah, that was it, man. If that wasn't exactly almost a direct rip off of a squirrel, it can even make squirrel noises.
Rip off, huh?
Yeah, what a rip.
Well, let's move forward here. It seems like we've covered all of the ground on this episode. There was, there's some good, there was some bad. You take them all, and there you have Darth Chewie.
Tales of the Jedi.
Darth, you're a comedy writer. Can you please tell us about that?
I write. Mike could speak on this. Comedy, jokes, funny screenplays, funny commercials, funny anything. If it's something funny, somebody hit me up. If you guys want me to write something funny, I'll write something funny for you. Or at least I'll think it's funny. Maybe you won't find it funny, but.
Do you ever do stand-up?
And I write stand-up. Yeah. Trying to now once we're just trying to get through this pandemic, then that'll be going again.
Mm-hmm.
Although I guess it probably already is going already, but then I'll be ready for it.
What's your favorite thing you've ever written in the comedic genre? Was it a joke or a script or like a short film, a doodle?
Damn, that's a tough one. Man, oh man, that's a tough one. I don't know. There's definitely been some, like at least some that never stop being funny to me. I can either just think about it, or it's always gonna get a chuckle out of me. But damn, unfortunately, I can't even think of an example.
Have you ever had one of those examples where you think it's super funny and never stops being funny to you, and then you tell somebody and they don't laugh and they don't think it's funny at all, and they tell you it's not funny?
Yeah, I would love to say that has happened to me once, but it's unfortunately happened to me more times than I care to admit. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I know this is funny. I guarantee you this is funny. And I'll not only will one person not find, like everybody I tell, like, all right, I guess this just the people have spoken. This is just not funny. I'm the only person on the planet that finds it funny. Mike,
can you give us an example of that?
Oof. Yeah, Mike, you must have one or two of my jokes that is just like, yeah, Darth, don't ever, like, that's not funny.
I'd have to do some research on that one.
Actually, I've got one. I don't know if it's that, but a joke of yours that you tested out on me that I will probably remember for a while, because this already has been remembered for a while, maybe like 10 years. He said, okay. Ooh. So he's like, here's one. I'm driving in my car.
Here's a joke.
And then I get to a stop sign, and you're at a stop sign and you're ready to just go, but then there's an old lady pushing a cart, and she's pushing the cart in front of you, and you're ready to go, and it's just kind of like this lady with pushing an old cart in front of your car, and so something like that. And I remember going like, I was with you, but I didn't catch a punchline in there.
Like, yeah, where's I'm getting the setup.
You're telling the story, and we're all like, and then what? Oh boy, this is going to be good. I could feel it. But then you're like, something like that.
Man, oh man,
sounds like more like a premise. Sounds more like a premise.
Yeah, does that
was definitely Darth. That was definitely Darth in his early joke writing career.
Yeah,
I feel like he's figured it out a little bit more.
I know, and I want to hear the end of that joke one day.
Yeah. You're like, man, I know there's a joke in here. I have a premise, but I can't get that last little bit that turns it into a joke.
One of these days.
Yeah.
One of these days. Yeah.
But you've said a lot of things that have made us laugh.
It's like watching a cocoon, waiting for it to turn into a butterfly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that.
No, but everybody at home,
funnier,
if you have an ending of that joke and you're willing to sign a waiver for Darth to have it,
yeah,
let us know. But believe us, Darth has a lot of funny jokes. He's made us laugh a very large amount of times over the course of
Don't judge
these
me by the
decades.
podcast. I'm funny, I swear.
It's very, yeah. So everybody at home, that's it. That's Darth Shuey. Tell them where they can find you online, Darth Shuey.
Darth Shuey. You can find me on, I guess on any Fallingtower, a lot of Fallingtower older videos. Some of our short films.
Oh yeah.
We've got a lot of short films, and maybe soon if you're in the Valley of Los Angeles, you might see me at a open mic or two.
Mm-hmm.
And
on Snapchat.
Yeah, maybe. On Snapchat. Yeah, I'm on Snapchat. You can find me on Tinder. I tell a lot of jokes on there, apparently. And yeah.
You get LOL responses.
Get them out of here. That's a good one. Thanks.
See, that was a good joke.
Yeah, it's very good. Let's move on from there. That's a good ender right there. That's a good closer, right? Yeah. Thank you. Good night. That kind of thing.
That's it. You've been a beautiful crowd.
All right. So now we got to move to the terrible twos, everybody.
Except
do it.
It's called the bottom line. Yeah. Bottom line. Final deuce.
The final two questions of the show, the two most important questions, and they go a little something like this.
It goes a little something like this. Hit it.
Michael Kenyon Rosenberg, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, Episode 1, entitled Life and Death?
Gotta skittle on down.
I did not think about that, actually. Like I said, I did not finish my notes, and this is one of the final things I'll put in my notes is, what would I rate this, and would I watch the next?
But this was the shortest episode. You had plenty of time.
I just had to go do other stuff. I think maybe I got distracted by shorts on YouTube or something like that, or I don't remember what happened. But if I had to give an answer, and I do, then I would just really quickly pull out of my sleeve the number 6. Sorry, am I boring you, Ryan?
Not at all. Just taking a note of it. What about you? What's your reasoning behind that? Was there why not a 7?
No, I did not have reasoning because, like I said, I just pulled it out of my sleeve. Maybe it feels right. Maybe I'll even say 6.3.
Whoa. All right. What about you, Darth? 6, 6.3, higher, lower? Any reasons behind it?
I would say I did not hate this, but I would say this was not really for me, and maybe because it's not. I like the Ahsoka Tano character. I'm not a fan. Like, I don't know much about the Clone Wars and stuff like that. But the story, and I felt like for it being so short, like there was kind of like a lot of fluff. There's a lot of like kind of like establishing, so a lot of stuff that are just like, you could probably tell the story in like 5 minutes. So yeah, so the story overall wasn't for me, and it does kind of take me out when they do the this is Ahsoka Tano. Remember, this is her story. You guys all like her, that whole thing. And I was a very kind of like not disappointed, but maybe I expected more. Everybody loves Dave Filoni, he's like Mr. Star Wars, and he wrote this. So I feel like maybe this is more for like hardcore Ahsoka Tano fans. Like, hey, oh man, nice, we get a backstory to her. But that being said, I would personally rate it pretty low, maybe like a 2 or a 3, something like that.
Wow.
Did not see that.
It just wasn't
coming.
for me. Yeah.
Although we did say, or I did mention early on that you never know with this guy. Sometimes he'll just say it's terrible out of nowhere. So which one is it, a 2 or a 3?
Yeah, let's go 3. I did like the art. It was nice to look at. I wasn't like, like, God, is this thing over yet? Or, it wasn't, but it was like, oh, like afterwards, it's like, well, okay, I don't
know. Well, Darth makes a great point that this is a story that could have been told in 5 minutes, really even in 1 minute, honestly. When you think about it, there was not much to it, right? It just kind of, there was one little thing that happened. Maybe it was less of a story and more of just like backstory information. And so for that reason, and also for the reason that I still found it to be very easy to watch, I didn't need to focus all of my attention on it at all times because it didn't move quickly and there weren't twists and turns and there weren't a bunch of names to pay attention to and you could just sit and relax. You could just put on, maybe they're like bedtime stories. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's a good thing if you got like a 6-year-old that needs to go to bed and you're like, all right, you can watch one episode in bed, you little scrapper, you know? But yeah, I found it perfectly fine. Nothing too high or too low, but it was pleasant enough. For me, it's a 6.8.
Wow.
6.8 is what I'm giving it. Totally fine, enjoyable, good enough. Michael Kenyon Rosenberg. It's time to move on to question number 2, which goes a little something like this. For the purposes of this podcast, we all had to watch the first episode of Tales of the Jedi, but now that the podcast is over and we're free to move about the internet, would you of your own volition watch the second episode?
I would. And I do have an answer for this. I'll tell you why. Because it extends the Star Wars story. My wife and I have been off and on watching Clone Wars. We've been enjoying it. We do enjoy the Ahsoka Tano character. And, you know, we know that the Count Dooku story is going to be involved in this as well. These are all short, super short. So that makes it easy to watch. And I think there's only 6 episodes. So 6 short episodes, it's an easy yes.
Yeah.
What about you, Darth F.S. Shuey?
Well, so I originally heard, that you're gonna have stories about Dooku and Qui-Gon and all this kind of Mace Windu. So like, you know, knowing that, I would say, okay, you know, all right, I just got to get through this episode and then it's gonna be. But if somebody were to say, you know, if someone were to say, oh yeah, this is Ahsoka Tano, this is gonna be, and then the next episode is gonna be her and her mom, and it's gonna be her as a baby again, or oh, this whole show is about little baby, so I'd be like, I probably would pass, you know. And it's like, oh, and now they're going to fight the Empire. It's Ahsoka as a baby, but they're, you know, they got picked up by the Empire, the Old Republic, or something like, okay, all right. But yeah, if it's just like, you know, these indigenous people fighting deers or whatever, like,
Also, the plural of deer is deer.
Deers. Oh, deer.
We sure are getting into those plurals today.
Yeah, I'm really, having a go with them.
So you give it a yes, eh?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Interesting.
Why, Ryan? You
Well, conversely, I'm glad you asked that because actually, based on what Michael was saying about it only being 6 episodes, and we've got Qui-Gon Jinn and Mace Windu as
I was gonna say no,
and Count Dooku and all that kind of stuff, it makes it go for me from a yes, I would watch it to an actual yes, I might actually watch it. Not just would, but might. I mean, it was fine. It was enjoyable. You don't need to pay very close attention to it. It could be a toothbrushing show. You know, you put it on when you're getting out of your clothes at night, you're brushing your teeth, you know, you're drinking your tea or whatever, you know, you kind of have it on, you know, at the end of the night or something like that. You know, sometimes you just want one little thing. Or in Darth's case, when you're getting ready for work, you know, in the afternoon, you're like hustling out the door. It's a chill thing to watch and it's enjoyable. And as Mike says, it extends the Star Wars universe. And if you don't like that episode, the next one's going to be different. Cool.
And that one's only going to be super short too. So
yeah.
Yep. Cool. Super easy. Easy yes for me. That's about it, everybody. If you'd like us to review a show and have a big Star Wars fan like Darth crapping all over Star Wars, big surprise, a Star Wars fan hates Star Wars.
That's not the case.
but watches it anyway, by the way. They hate it, but they hate watch it. They watch it anyway.
I'll watch it, but
yeah,
I'm not going to like it.
In the comments below, just type WTF and the show, and we will watch it maybe. Also, be sure to include where we can see it: Disney Plus, Netflix, Hulu, wherever. And what I'm trying to say is this podcast was about 3 Jedi, and by 3, I mean 1, and that one was on the show.
Okay, this podcast was Ahsoka Tana Fantastic.
This podcast was more fun just BSing with my old buddies than actually watching the show itself, which was a lot of fun. Old. Hey, that old buddy.
My old buddies over here.
My old buddies.
Well, I guess that's about it, everybody. Until next time, remember what Mr. Michael Canyon Rosenberg likes to say.
Don't forget to point at Darth and register to be an organ donor. And also, don't forget to remember to watch the first of things.
Freeze frame like your favorite Jedi. Like your favorite Jedi.
Blah, 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 blah.
That shitty smile and pretend that